How's the royal family? I pray that everyone is doing well. Well, my royal family, this video will be more so a spiritual video, and more so of enlightening the royal family, half-truths, core truth. What I'm about to present is something that we must be, the word that I used the other day, introspective, and really pay close attention what comes out of the enemy's mouth. Now, for many years, way before you and I were even born, Esau, or you can say the Gentiles or Edom, have always been very concerned, and some have even went as far to prepare for doomsday. And what we are witnessing as we continue to watch America fall, that they just don't have it together. And some of us have been brainwashed or blind or put in a constant state of fear that we start even believing the enemy's own hype, even in the space and time that we are in. And we are seeing rapidly how the divine hand is dealing with all of us, because we definitely do have duties and responsibilities. And so as coronavirus continues to kick the globe's ass, let alone America, I remember Farrakhan said that our Father always leave a out for Esau, but they're not going to take heed. They didn't have many opportunities. And we are seeing that their leader is a good representation of what they truly continue to be within their core. And the ones that look like him, that ridicule him, and just act like they are astounded the garbage that come out of them. And really what they are saying is, you are giving up our secrets, because the enemy been pretty damn good about staying on cold. So many things are being exposed and moving quickly. And so, like I was saying the other day, the enemy prepared for something big. They prepared for that very well, trained and all of that, And it's still ironic to me that something that I said that is odorless, tasteless, weightless, you can't see it, but once it manifests itself, you truly are going to feel it. And I've been saying repeatedly that you're going to submit. And what we are looking at now, and I'm going to take when Memorial Day came. I'm going to just use that for an example. Okay, these holidays are extremely important to the enemy. And they are very defiant, and they want to be very patriotic, and they want to demonstrate like they have some type of power. And so when I was looking at some footage that Memorial Day weekend, and a lot of us seen it, where they were at this pool party at a hotel, and it was past capacity, because I was thinking, damn, all they got to do is call a fire marshal, they're running people off. And it was in close proximity, and it was the enemy. And they was showing out, having coronavirus parties and all the stuff that they are doing. And so then you got like Easter, you got the 4th of July, we're going to have Labor Day, and all these different things they're going to celebrate. And when I took that little time off for a few days, I said, this is their last hoorah of everything. They last Dan, they last this and that. And it's all a charade. And so the numbers have truly spiked alarmingly every day, because we start with Memorial Day, an incubation period, once you're exposed to it, 10 to 14 days. And now the reason why we see coronavirus spike to an alarming rate, it's been enough of them being defiant and exchanging energy and germs. And let's not leave out also all those people out there protesting, even the people of goodwill. You're taking a risk. You're in the battlefield, and there are casualties in the battlefield. The good, the bad, the indifferent will get caught up. So from here on out, we will continue to see those spikes get higher and higher, and it won't be a break, because Esau have no patience at all. So this so-called first shutdown, it didn't even feel like a period of rest. So their leader just figured, I can speak certain words in the universe and it's going to be what it's going to be. So now he's doubling down on his pure ignorance and standing before the world, on the world stage, the butt of all jokes. That ain't happening. Even now, demanding that children need to go to school. Don't you have your babies go to these schools? And so the thing that even astounding to me, watching a kingdom fall. And I have been saying to the royal family, don't think the enemy is studying the good book. Now, they may be in denial about many, many things. And prophecies are being fulfilled, and they are frightened. And they were supposed to have some type of plan. And with the type of arsenal that they have, just the war on coronavirus, the arsenal is deemed useless because you didn't prepare for something so minute that's going to bring the globe to their knees. And all folks will have a clear understanding who is really running this world. But we're going to continue to focus on America, because America is arrogant. And she has been disrobed. And so these folks come off like they have very strong Christian values. So let's get over here. I got a video I'm going to show y'all that's real powerful. So we have Pat Robertson with his racist statements and half-truths and fire and brimstone approach to religion. And religion is a problem, because anytime man, even people with good intent, have their hand in something, they're going to stumble and fall. And when you're on a level like Pat Robertson, they get to the point that they to get to the point or give the appearance like I have a direct line to Yahweh. And so we have this statement here where he says, when you revolt against Trump, you revolt against Yah's plan for America. So, one minute he's praising him, and he even made threats too, like don't go against him. And now, as you see the succession of things that are going on, you're sick of them. Because like I said, there's extremism when are people's feelings towards Trump. You extremely like him or you extremely hate him. There ain't no in between. And he's very unapologetic about his leadership. This is a great embarrassment to their Christian community. You know Trump don't have any morals or values. He's relying all on his own thinking and have all these advisors. And, you know, he's letting people know his IQ is quite high and he's very smart and he don't have to read briefings. And if he say what he say, it is what it is. And I even seen pictures where you got black pastors and white pastors, but mainly blacks, just praying over him and everything. And I'm like, wow, real deep. I remember a while back, I think it was like Trump's first or 2 years into office, and I did a video about how Trump remind me of Nebuchadnezzar to some extent with your foolish thinking. Because when you rely on yourself like that and not reach out, you look like a complete fool. That's why I often say I need my family. You know, I'm one of the many voices, and I'm going to remain humble because I'm a representation, and I'm going to do the best of my ability to lead and be responsible with the leading. I don't want to let y'all down, you know, and but like I said, give me room to stumble and fall. Point it out and let's get it together, because we don't have times for lies and deceptions and all the things that are going on with us. Because any time I find one of us is doing that, I cut them off immediately, because we are in peril times and we all have a duty and responsibility in this. And on top of that, we the chosen ones. Now we got other folks out here deem they self chosen, you know, deputize they self and all of that. I mean, the enemy is quite arrogant and pompous. So what I'm about to present to the royal family, I just want you to absorb it.
Of all, here's what Jesus said. It was quoted in Luke 21:24. Jerusalem will be trampled on by the Gentiles until the times of the Gentiles are fulfilled. Now, for 2,500 years, since Nebuchadnezzar's day, Jerusalem was under the control of Gentile powers, including the Brits when they had a mandate. So, on July the 6th Day War, when that happened, that 6th Day War, for the first time in all those years, Jerusalem was now under the control of the Gentiles. But Jesus said this: Jerusalem will be trodden underfoot of the Gentiles until the times of the Gentiles will be fulfilled. Now, what I want to tell you, look at what's happening in our world today. It is a world of chaos. There is an economic crisis developing all across the world. The locusts are bringing a famine in the Middle East and now in India that will result in the starvation of literally millions of people. People are suffering now. They're out of work. There is a financial crisis in our world that has never been seen before, and there is tension between the United States and China, the United States and Russia, the United States and North Korea. There's a possibility of a nuclear war going on. Why is that? It's because this is the end of the Gentiles. This is the prophecy that we have all been looking for. I was waiting for this one for so many years. When the Jews finally took over Jerusalem, this was the major prophecy that Jesus had given that said Jerusalem will be trodden underfoot of the Gentiles until the times of the Gentiles are fulfilled. So we are at the end of the age of the Gentiles. And the trouble in our world was prophesied by Jesus. We are seeing convulsion. This pandemic has reached worldwide proportions. Millions of people are out of work. Thousands of people are, not thousands, but millions of people are suffering. They don't have enough food. Now we're looking not only at a pandemic of biblical proportions, we're looking at starvation of millions of people around the globe, and we're looking at the possibility of nuclear war. What's happening is the end of the Gentile. This is the prophecy, ladies and gentlemen, that is controlling the world that we live in. These other prophecies are interesting. A lot of stuff's happening, and they look at this and they look at that. But this is the key. Jerusalem will be trodden underfoot of the Gentiles until the times of the Gentiles are fulfilled. And we are living in the most powerful Gentile nation. We are the fulfillment of all the prophecies of all the ages over the years, the great empires that have come and gone. We're the last one. There's not going to be another one. There's not going to be another kingdom. There's not going to be another Nebuchadnezzar. There's not going to be another Persia. There's not going to be another great empire. We're it. And this is the end, ladies and gentlemen. This is the one. So the Bible says, when you see these things come to pass, lift up your heads because your redemption draws nigh. This is the one. The Lord is getting closer and closer to the fulfillment of the ages. Terry?
Well, and you've always told us, keep your eye on Israel if you want to know where things are going.
It's not Bonn, it's not Paris, it's not London, it's not New York, it's Jerusalem. Mm-hmm. And Jerusalem will be trodden underfoot of the Gentiles. But if anybody tries to take Jerusalem away from it, let me tell you, God is going to deal with them harshly, because he's not going to allow the word to be frustrated. And anybody that tries to take Jerusalem away, and Yasser Arafat and the others wanted to have Jerusalem, they're not going to get it. No way, no how. Because God has got, but what I'm trying to say is the clock just ticked, and the activity is now underway. We're in the middle of the end of the Gentiles. And what we are seeing around the world is chaos on a massive scale. In my lifetime, I have never seen anything like it. Yes, we had World War II. Yes, we had the trouble with the Nazis. Yes, we had the trouble with the Japanese. But that was a contained thing, and we knew what to do with it, and we beat them. But this thing, nobody knows exactly what to do. Why? Because God is speaking to his people. And if there's ever a time to get right with God, now is it, because you might not have some other things to talk about. This may be it. So of all the prophecies that you see in the Bible and all the stuff that's talked about the rapture and all that stuff, this is the one that really counts. Jerusalem shall be trodden underfoot of the Gentiles until the times of the Gentiles are fulfilled. Okay?
All right, my royal family. Let me shut this down quickly, because I don't want to get no pop-ups.
Deemed her as not.
I don't want to get any pop-ups here. Let me go back here.
Well, here's what.
So, when I heard that, and I'm not going to profess that I know the word verbatim, but I've been told often that I quote the word. I didn't grow up in the church. So this is where I really depend and rely on the royal family. So if I make a mistake of what I'm getting ready to say to this deceiver, correct me. Because I want to know truth. And Pat Robertson is not speaking core truth. Now, there's some truth in what he is saying, but he ain't spoke of no one else. Now, you got to realize that these people deem themselves chosen. You can't do that. You can't do that. That ain't their birthright. You know, we come from royal stock. You know, fully understand your bloodline. And so you're freezing right there. And this is an analogy I give you. Now, I don't believe in evolution. A lot of us don't. But let me just show you how the enemy thinks. So if you do believe in evolution and how they was teaching it to us here in America, well, you know, they use the monkey, and then, you know, they should use all these different stages to the point where a man is fully standing up and erect. And I've been knowing this for years. So the question that I would ask the enemy, well, if evolution is real, why don't you keep evolving? Why your brain don't keep getting bigger? Because they figure the bigger your brain, the smarter. Well, a horse's brain about the size of a walnut. No, horse ain't dumb. So they'll come at you like this. They'll say, well, we are utter perfection. We evolved to this point, and you can't get no more perfect than what we are now. Just Esau only. That is how they think. Even the ones that deem themselves Christians. And I know that he knows that word well. And what I've learned throughout my life, that again, when men put their hand in something and they see the absolute truth, they will tweak it to make it look out in such a way that it ain't what it is. And our Father is clear. He don't love them. He loves us. We are his children. And they know the destruction that they have done. And these folks are even thinking they're part of the royal priesthood because they're unquote Christians. And it's still our birthright. And so he's literally saying there won't be any other kingdoms. That is not true, because we will have a new kingdom, and that will be our kingdom. And so he's using fear tactics basically towards us, like basically saying, you out of the game. You're going to act like nothing else exists with your half-truths. Why you can't keep it core? Because they are in great denial. Great denial. And this fool is demonstrating what is really in their being. Let's not forget that pineal gland calcified. So they don't have any empathy for anybody's pain and plight, but they want everybody to look to them like they the end all be all. But you can't even deal with this amoeba. And so your leader goes into another rim and basically be stuck on stupid. And Pat Robertson ain't no different than Trump with the deceptions. Absolute deception. And when I heard that, I said I must share this with the royal family, because I know not all of us heard him say this. And when he was talking about that happened in the month of June. So that is very, very recent. And they truly, one thing that he did speak truth on, they don't have a plan. They just looking at it for what it is. And they are hoping that it will turn in their favor. So they stepping out on their faith, but they truly don't have faith in our Father, because our Father is dealing with this. It is out of everyone's hands, but we do have a responsibility. It's because it's on the level of, see, the enemy never wanted us to read and have an education, because once you can read, it sparks something within, like, oh, these people been lying to me all along. So you're going to continue to explore. And once that chamber up in you is open, you feel compelled to even let your people know these folks are deceitful. And they going to continue to be deceitful. It'll be on this level that I said a long time ago in the video. You'll have someone like Trump, walking around in his false sense, and then there's a ball of fire that come out the sky, and he's still digging his heels in, and once it hits the crack of his ass, just for a millisecond, he's still on that shit. But once he feel, then he has a clear understanding. Because they don't understand anything. Their nature is based on violence. So we have to be careful not to be led by these people. And we have to have total trust. And so many of us have revealed to the royal family, the ones that are in a state. We all in different states when it comes to our awareness and possibly spirituality. But once you have awakened, people can be overjoyed. People can be extremely angry, remorseful. The gamut of emotions will well up in you. And then you'll be like, damn, the enemy did me like this. I put all this faith in America. That's how we have been affected by the system. It's a lot of us that know what's going down, but you still are affected. And this is what the enemy truly fear, the awakening and the change within you. And then they want to keep it going and basically say, suppress that and just, go along with what I got planned. So these folks with these Christian values and righteous, and then they'll look at us with like such pity. They know not what they do. No, you don't know not what you do. And we are in this space and time, and we are truly seeing that the enemy never did have a plan. And they'll go as far as telling an outright lie, and then at night hit their knees and ask our Father for forgiveness. Those prayers are not being heard. So we're literally watching them go into captivity, screaming and hollering and kicking. I thought I had heard fear in the enemy when 9/11 went down. And that was on a huge scale. Back to something so tiny and minute have that much power. We know it's our Father. And we continue to be awakened even more, because since coronavirus has hit, I have learned so much on a spiritual level, and even more so about Esau's psyche and deranged thinking. And we see them in the streets of America acting out. I had predicted this just before Trump was elected. And I was saying to folks that Hillary Clinton really didn't think she had the campaign at all, that seat was hers. And Barack came out of nowhere. And I was saying that the enemy's woman going to react in some kind of way if Hillary win or not. And y'all remember, they was wailing in the streets of America. They was really feeling some kind of way because they want to rule America. Esau not going to let you do that. No. They know they woman. Now, they may not talk about they woman in front of the world, but the things that we are seeing in this space and time, he's done with her. Because I often say, and I love saying it, she has absolutely no value. She's barren. So they are dealing with a lot of internal wars too. But it was all based on deception and lies. I never could understand that about the enemy. You know, we at a dinner party or whatever, and we all sitting at the table. There's a bunch of us. And we all just having individual conversations with each other, and we're both lying through each other's teeth. And we know that we lying. In my psyche, that makes absolutely no sense. And so what I have even further learned is that what the enemy is saying is, even though this sucker is deranged, just go along and get along. That's just how he is. That is quite insane. Because I know that if this was our kingdom and we had somebody like that in the royal family conducting themselves like that, we would deal with it. Because that's going to affect our royals and everything. When they come up and they will say, you put up with this. This is what you left me, and now I got to undo all this stuff because you had a sensation of so-called leaders. They can't lead. You know, they can't, they want to conquer the sun because they look at the sun as a complete enemy. And so when they have issues with us or see things that they don't like about us, they fashion laws around us. But they can't fashion no law around coronavirus. You can't negotiate your punishment with Yahweh. You want to set up how you want to be punished. We didn't get that opportunity. And you feel like, let's get back over here, that everything stops here with you. This is our last kingdom, and we're going to go to some place so beautiful and divine. The sheer arrogance with your Christian values. Christians done kill so many people that ain't even funny. But religion overall, because I'm not just speaking on just Christians, just religion overall is a issue. Because it's man-made, even with good intent. So it's just really amazing how quickly things are moving. And I keep saying the same thing. I ain't never seen nothing like this. I ain't never felt nothing like this. But I don't fear it. I respect it. I'm humble about it. I'm firm on it. I'm strong around it. and I continue to learn of it. So while we are kind of in a period of rest, let's continue to stay enlightened and awakened. There's duties and responsibilities in our individual households, but we need to continue to keep an eye on the enemy when they speak foolish like this. So I'll leave it there, my royal family, because I really can't wait to read the comments and continue to put those scriptures in and teach me. And if I missed anything, enlighten me, because I'm always open to learn. I will always remain a master student. So, my royal family, render your voice with your beautiful divine words. And as always, my royal family, I thank you for your love. I thank you for your support. And with that said, Ashe.